Gentlemen, I thank you all for introductions of your brands and your spirits. Now it's time to move on to question and answers. Mr. Tullio, I'll begin with you. As you may or may not have heard, the United States economy is on the verge of a total collapse.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that. I mean, when the United States hiccups, we throw up in Canada.
What I'd like to know, and if you could explain to these fine folks, how can your spirit help stimulate the economy here in the United States?
Wow.
Please begin.
All right, very good. Well, thank you. Well, needless to say, Canadian Club has been around for 150 years. And as I mentioned before, our founding father, Hiram Walker, truly a Yankee Doodle dandy, did establish himself here in Canada. And he started producing this wonderful product called Club Whisky. He never did want to become a Canadian citizen. He always wanted to maintain his American heritage. So all of the profit that he created with this brand ended up back here in the United States. Okay? So that spurred the economy over here. Okay? Secondly, from 1920 to 1933, okay, this is a great whiskey debate here, folks. Please pay attention here. We want you to vote Canadian, right? From 1920 to 1933, we were located on the Canadian side of the Detroit River on the banks, on the shore of Canada, and we were able to quench the thirst of our American friends. Rumor has it, I don't know, we don't have any documentation to support what I'm about to say, but about 20,000 cases a day exited Canada, coming into the United States. And we were dealing with things such as the Purple Gang, Al Capone, Bugs Moran. But anyway, I don't have any documentation to support what I just said, but I'm sure Canadian Club helped to stimulate the economy of our friends here in the United States. And last but not least, I am very proud and very fortunate to say that having worked at the distillery for 28 years, today we are owned, for the last 4 years, we're owned by a large American company by the name of Jim Beam Spirits and Wine. And all of the profits that are produced for Canadian Club end up here in the United States. So having said that, I hope that depicts to all of my friends in this room, in this great whiskey debate, that Canadian Club does indeed help the economy of the United States. So folks, remember, Canadian, eh?
Now, Mr. Tullio, before I move on to rebuttal, would you like to taste Canadian Club with the audience?
Oh yes, yeah, that would be great. I forgot to do that because I'm so excited to contribute so money to the U.S. economy. Folks, classic 12 by Canadian Club. Canadian Club, as we all know, is a 6-year-old whiskey and is truly an international brand available in 151 countries around the world. This particular product here is not Canadian Club aged for an additional 6 years. As we all know, if you modify the ratio of grains, or the length of maturation, or the type of barrels that you age your product in, you end up with a different taste profile product, okay? This particular product here, I'm very proud to say, is that we entered it into the San Francisco Whiskies of the World competition, and it recently won a double gold award, and it's the best Canadian whiskey on the market. So, having said that, this is a 12-year-old whiskey. If you would like to please grab your glass, and we would like to ask you to quickly go through the tasting. The color is referred to as bronze gold. Okay. This particular product here is made with corn, rye malt, and barley malt. It has a substantially larger amount of barley malt in it, which gives it a creamy, smooth flavor profile. The color